Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's on the minds of many young men, marriage. Why are so many of them hesitant to tie the knot? Let's find out. Yes, that age-old institution designed to bring two souls together in blissful harmony, or, at least shared Netflix passwords. We're asking the tough questions, like why are so many young men hesitant to take the plunge? Is it cold feet, commitment phobia, or something else entirely? Buckle up, because we're about to unpack the anxieties, the misconceptions, and maybe, just maybe, find some answers along the way. Let's be honest, folks, weddings aren't cheap. Young men, especially in today's economy, are staring down the barrel of student loans, rent that seems to increase every other Tuesday, and the ever-increasing cost of, existing. It's enough to make anyone question if they can afford a cup of coffee, let alone the financial responsibility of a spouse, a mortgage, and potentially a gaggle of tiny humans. The fear of not being able to provide, of struggling to make ends meet, of disappointing their partner and potentially their future family. It's a very real and valid concern. So before we judge a young man for balking at the idea of marriage, let's acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, he's not afraid of commitment, but rather terrified of his credit score. Divorce, the love child of shattered dreams and exorbitant legal fees. We've all heard the statistics. 50% of marriages end in divorce. No one enters into marriage expecting it to end, but the reality is, sometimes it does. And when it does, it can be messy, emotionally draining, and financially devastating. For young men who are already feeling financially insecure, the prospect of a divorce can feel like a financial death sentence. It's not just about losing half your stuff, it's about potentially losing years of your life rebuilding what was lost. Chapter 3, Trading in Beer Pong for Diaper Pails, the Freedom Factor. Okay, let's talk about freedom. And no, I'm not talking about the kind that involves a bald eagle screaming the national anthem while riding a motorcycle made of fireworks. The perception, whether right or wrong, is that marriage can sometimes feel like trading in your carefree bachelor wings for a pair of sensible but somewhat stifling marital slippers. Suddenly, every decision, from what to have for dinner to where to spend your holidays, becomes a negotiation. The fear of losing that freedom, of having to answer to someone else, of sacrificing your own desires for the sake of the relationship, it's understandable. It's not about being selfish. It's about wanting to live a life that feels authentic and true to yourself, even if that means delaying or even foregoing the whole marriage thing. Chapter 4 suits startups and saying I don't to settling down. We live in a society obsessed with ambition, with climbing the corporate ladder, with becoming the Richard Branson or Elon Musk of your chosen field. Young men are bombarded with messages that success equals hustle, that sleep is for the weak, and that taking your foot off the gas pedal for even a second will leave you lagging behind in the rat race of life. So it's no surprise that for many young men, marriage isn't exactly at the top of their to-do list. They're focused on building their careers, on achieving their goals, on securing their financial futures. For some, that might mean putting their careers first and delaying marriage until they feel more established and secure. Chapter 5. Marriage expectation versus reality. Let's be real, folks, we're drowning in a sea of unrealistic expectations when it comes to marriage, from fairy tales that end with a kiss and conveniently skip over the part where someone forgets to take out the trash for the 100th time, to rom-coms that make it seem like every disagreement can be solved with a well-timed grand gesture and a montage set to a catchy pop song. Young men in particular are often bombarded with conflicting expectations. The fear of failing to meet these expectations, of disappointing their partner, of not being enough, can be paralyzing. The truth is, marriage is messy, it's complicated, and it requires work, compromise, and a healthy dose of humor. Outro: tying the knot, a leap of faith, and maybe a prenup. So there you have it, 5 reasons why young men might be hesitant to take the plunge into marriage. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but hopefully by shedding some light on the fears, the pressures, and the expectations that often surround marriage, we can start a more honest and open conversation. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.